So, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So, today I'm going to present my report on Social Contract by Jacques Rousseau. So, he was born in June 28, 1712, in Geneva, Switzerland. He died on July 2, 1778, in France. So, his mother died giving birth to him while his father supported him while he was growing up. Then he published the Social Contract in 1762. So he was one of the bright lights of that intellectual movement, contributing articles to the Encyclopedia of Diderot and participating in the salons in Paris where the great intellectual questions of his day were pursued. So these are the major works of Rousseau: the Emile, or On Education, followed by the Discourse on the Origin and Basis of Inequality among Men, defining a natural man as being free and happy and living in the forest. Rousseau explains how man went from this state of autonomy to the modern condition dominated by inequality, dependency, violence, and unhappiness. Lastly, the social contract. It is an attempt to find a solution to this problem, and later I will share to you what is the social contract is all about. So, what is natural rights? People have natural rights, personal freedoms that allow people to enjoy liberty, no restriction in speech, religion, or the economy. So, according to Rousseau, the state of nature was peaceful in quixotic time. So, when we say quixotic, it translates to being unrealistic or idealistic. People lived solitary and uncomplicated lives. Their few needs were easily satisfied by nature. Because of the abundance of the nature and the small size of population, competition was non existent, and persons rarely even saw one another, much less had a reason for conflict or fear. So, people in their natural state are basically good, but this natural innocence, however, is corrupted by the evils of society. So he views the human as noble savages, but can be corrupted by civilization. Noble savages means a character that embodies the concept of indigent, outsider, and wild human who has not been corrupted by civilization, and therefore symbolizes humanity's innate goodness. But then, as the Enlightenment takes place, government and different organizations established, human beings were corrupted by the society. So, such as overpopulation increase. So, the more population, the lesser the resources. Reason for people to do bad things for survival. Next is the division of labor were introduced. Then the invention of private property. Inventions made life easier, giving giving rise to leisure time. Such leisure time inevitably led people to make comparisons between themselves and others, resulting in public values, leading to shame, envy, pride, jealousy, and contempt. So for Rousseau, the invention of property constitutes to humanity's fall from grace, out of the state of nature. Rousseau came up with a solution to these modern problems, and for him it is the social contract. Rousseau was not the first one who used social contract, but also the previous philosophers such as Hobbes and Locke. So for Rousseau, start the social contract with his famous line, "Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains." The opening sentence of Rousseau's The Social Contract not only summarizes his entire philosophical system, it also proves how important he still is today. So, what is social contract? Social contract is an implicit agreement among the members of the society to cooperate for social benefits, for example, by sacrificing some individual freedom for the state protection. So it is a new form of social organization to assure the rights, liberty, freedom, and equality. So what is Rousseau's ideal government? So the ideal government of Rousseau is the direct democracy. So just like the government that Socrates hated back then in the Athens, he believes that this type of government is the best way to ensure the general welfare. So the decisions are made together by the community, and for him, the sovereign is the people speaking together. So people make laws directly and surrender their individual rights for the majority, which is the idea of the general will. So the result is all that all powers, persons, and their rights are under control and direction of the entire community. This means that no one can do anything without the consent of all. Everyone is totally dependent on everybody for all aspects of their lives. In other words, what majority wants, what majority gets. So to sum up the idea of Rousseau, he believes that the state of nature is wonderful, rich environment for early humans living solitary, peaceful lives. Next is Humans are good and compassionate by nature, but can be corrupted by the civilization. So he believed that the authority lies with the people, or the people are the sovereign. And lastly, life will be fair for all if we employ the general will and set aside our personal interests. That's all. Thank you.